Donnell, man, you one of the funnest brothers, man. I'm curious. Like
you changed, son. Is that green juice? What is that?
Yeah, man. Hey, man. It's that age.
Okay, all right. I remember that joint used to be a brown bag. Now it's like I have some ginger, green apple, and asparagus juice.
Don't forget kale.
It looked disgusting, but it looked like it's gonna do good for you. So I ain't gonna mess with you.
Hey, do you have a problem when like people always refer to Cat Williams as Money Mike? They say DeDe is Mike F. Do you have a problem when folks say Ashley Larry? Do you all time?
I did until I got an LLC in the name of Ashley Larry.
I know that's right.
So, I mean, you could give me a check. But I hear people say that. They say Chris Rock, like, don't call me Pookie.
Pookie, yeah.
But we've been in this business pretty much. Maybe I might have a couple of years on you. It's so hard to be recognized as anything or anybody.
Yeah.
Something for people to connect with you. So I don't run away from that. I embrace it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, I don't take it as an insult or anything. It's like this. I fell in love with this guy as this character since the Chappelle Show. I've done a lot of other things, but however you want to identify with me and whatever makes you want to come to my show, that's it. I think that I've evolved from Ashley Larry.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm doing suits now, and it's not Ashley, it's Ashford.
Okay, come on now.
It's not Larry, it's Lawrence. I wear suits with my ankles out now. You know that joint, son.
I love it.
No more white socks. Colored socks, silk socks, see-through socks, that type of thing. So it's some
suits are fitted now.
Authentic, custom tailored.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
I'm telling you, once you put your first tailored suit on, man, I can't do the rack anymore.
Okay, so did we hear it? I think who was talking about that? You did a special, and did Dave Chappelle produce it?
Yeah, it was called Chappelle's Home Team, and what he did was want to give opportunities to people that he really respected in the business, that's been doing it for a very long time, that for some reason had been overlooked. The first one out the gate was it was an Earthquake. Earthquake did his.
Okay.
I did one, Donnell. But the crazy thing about it was mine came out February 27th. When I taped it that day, I did a special for Netflix 2 years before that. We had announced it, me and Earthquake special about to come out, everything. I'm super excited about it. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be a game changer or whatever. And maybe 2 weeks after we made the announcement, I'm about to go on stage, and Dave calls me, and he was like, I was like, what's up? He was like, you know when somebody start breathing hard? He said,
"It's a problem."
Yeah, he said, man, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. He said, but I wanted to shoot your special again.
Really?
And I was like, that was the silence. He was like, hello? And then, because as a comic, if you do something like that and they say they want to do it again, the first thing you think, what you trying to say wasn't funny.
Funny, right.
That's the first thing you're going to think.
Right.
And I was like, okay, tell me how I went from a standing ovation, giving Stan Lathan, who's one of the dopest guys to ever do it,
absolutely.
Ricky Hughes, everybody in the team giving him a high five, to wanting to shoot it again. And he said, Donnell, he said, you one of the funniest guys I know. He said, I could put you in front of any audience and you'll rip the room up. He said, but that doesn't make it a great special.
Oh, wow.
And he said, out of everybody, this is why I had to deal with constructive criticism. He said, out of everybody on this umbrella, and not to slight anybody that did a special through that, he said, yours is the most anticipated because of your relationship with the Chappelle Show and me.
Yeah.
Of course they love Chappelle. Of course they love Quake. Of course they love Donnell. But going back to what you said, like we want Ashley Larry.
Right.
So I was like, all right, whatever. The check already cleared. So the check, and it was a nice one too. Right. So it was one of those, right? Okay, so that was about 2 years ago. And then I think last summer we were doing something in Napa Valley, right? I don't know what we were doing there. And he always records all his shows. Like he has an archive of anytime he performs, it's going to be something documented. So it was me, him, and Ricky Hughes. We're in the green room. And he looks at Ricky, he's like, how many cameras do we have here tonight? She said 5. He looked at me, he was like, you want to shoot your special? I said, when? He said, tomorrow. I said, I don't really have a suit for tomorrow, but let me see, right? But I knew I had to step to it. And then I was excited about it because the first time I did it, it was the whole invite your family, everybody's happy for you. But the thing that excited me about this one, it was going to be completely under the radar. Only people that knew that we were doing it was like 2 other people. So I didn't have the pressure. Like it's a lot of pressure when people expect certain things from you. So I did this. Was the second time I did this one. called it Standing O, right? I'm like, oh, this is the one right here. Because I listened to him. I did my homework for the last one. Oh, another reason why he said he didn't want to do the first one, he said it was too much COVID jokes, which would have dated it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Good
It was
point.
too many references, and we were trying to do something that was evergreen. So after the second one, I thought this was in the can. He tell me again, I want to shoot it again.
Really?
I said, what's wrong? I said, why? He said, I didn't like the production. I said, you the producer. That sounds like self-hate. If you ask me, you hate yourself.
Oh my God.
Right? Cut to that one get canned.
No.
And I'm like, I don't think this is going to ever happen.
So these are 2 specials already you've done.
Yeah, in the can.
All right.
But I changed up on each one. But then I knew I was part of the New York Comedy Festival. Me and Dave's schedules was conflicting. As much as I want to shoot the special, I still want to make my money.
Right.
So I was like, why don't we just bring the cameras to the New York Comedy Festival, which I did last year. And I'm glad that I listened to everything, because everything that he advised me to do, everything that he suggested, it worked in my favor.
Okay, wait,
and
wait.
I'll tell you something.
What?
This is you know, comedy is very subjective. People are very critical of what style they like, whatever. So you're not going to please everybody. No. And I wasn't. When I did this, I was like, my feeling was like, it don't have to be the funniest thing in the world. Because the best time you're going to see a comedian is before they do their special. If you want to see them rock, it's before the special and after the special. The day of the special, you lucky if you could capture everything you've been practicing for. You know, so but this one, it was just, I just wanted to feel good.
How many times did you have to do it, Donnell? How many times did you really redo your special?
Well, 2 other recordings before that, but when the one that landed, we only did 2 tapings that day.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But it was just like, I came out to that Nina Simone song, right? And normally when I come out of that song at the beginning, people quiet, they quiet. But I knew I had to step to the plate because they were just doing the beginning of it and people went crazy. And I walked into like just a flood of, it just felt good. And anybody that's been, you can say what you want to say about me, but the thing about the special, it felt good. It made people feel happy. Like even with the intro, with me waking up in the morning, and the first thing I do is I want to see my son, and then Daddy has to go to work. It's just like it came together, and I think I did something that will stand the test of time. I think if you play it, I did one joke probably that was, if you want to say dealt with pop culture, it was about the Alabama brawl, because we do certain things to get the crowd. But other than that, I think it's something that if you would have played this special 5 years before there, it would have been funny.
Right on.
And I think
So Dave was right? Was Dave right to you?
Yeah, he was right. I never said he was.
Yeah.
I never said that he was wrong.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, like, we look at things different. We like, and each time he told me, he was like, it's your special. He said, if you want to rock with it, I would do it. And I'm like, okay, I want to rock with it. He said, but I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, so
he was telling me like, and he never got involved with, even when we was doing it, he never suggested jokes or anything. The only thing he said, D, I've been knowing you for years. He said, you do your thing and let me do the bells and whistles. Even that intro, I didn't know what I was going to do for the intro. And he came, I was like, man, that was a genius intro. He was like, it's your life. All I did was reflect on what you've been showing us and what you really care about. And that's my boy, life, and just performing.
Okay, so let's talk. Donnell Rawlings, Ashy Larry up in here, everybody. Let's talk about the beef that goes on.
I thought we was saying Ashford Lawrence.
Okay, Ashford Lawrence, my bad.
All right,
Ashford, Mr.
all right.
Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence, listen.
Yes.
So here's the deal. The beef that's going on with comedians and everything else, you were talking about that, Trey.
There was a viral clip that went on, right, between you and another comedian, Corey Holcomb.
Right.
And people couldn't tell, they couldn't decipher if it was real, if it was fake, if it was made for just the stage or whatever. What is the relationship between you and Corey? Like, how did that situation
here's the
happen?
thing. First off, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. You can contest to this. Like, when it comes to, like, dark comedy, when it comes to cringe comedy, there's not too many people that's going to out-cringe Corey Holcomb.
Facts.
Right.
And when I say that, and I'll be honest, before this incident, I was a fan of his. You see me on a circuit. I don't talk to a lot of people.
Right.
You and a couple other people. People that I got an attitude, but I just don't get caught up in that. People that I got love and respect for, I would engage them. Corey was one of those guys. That guy could do a show and have the audience, everybody be ready to walk out and flip a punchline, and the next thing you know, everybody laughing.
Everybody laughing.
My thing is that where we in the world now is that, like, people want to sell controversy more than comedy now.
I
And
agree.
then people
That's
get
big.
these platforms where they don't get tested. There's no feedback with everything, and it's like very biased of the people that's in your room, whatever. And I just did not understand. And I've been following certain comments. Like for years, I don't understand why this guy really wants to go after people that have put work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't compare. Everybody got different grinds. Like, everybody wants to say, well, I got it from the mud. I came from the mud. I came from the mud myself, but guess what I did? I washed myself up. You know what I'm saying? I put some moisturizer on. I put some nice cologne on. And I changed. I just don't like you having to spill out negative stuff.
So it was real. Y'all getting into it was real?
Yeah, it was real. And I know I was triggered. There's a couple of reasons why. You know, he's been very insulting to my good friend Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's taking shots at him, talking like, oh, he be bombing. Right? First off, Corey, I didn't want to talk about this, but it's part of it.
Okay.
Like, if you ever in the same room that Dave Chappelle is in, is because Dave Chappelle is there to let everybody know I love black people. I want to be around my people.
Right.
And I still feel like you can touch me, you can see me on a low level. Those rooms like that, when people like that come through, first off, you ain't going up there practicing for no special. You going up there to talk to people, just to chill. And a person that's been doing over 30 years has beat down cancel culture, has shown you what integrity and comedy is. Guess who earns the right to be able to go up there and not tell a joke?
You're the kind of friend I want. Can I be honest with you?
No, I'm just saying.
Because hold on a second.
This is what I got mad about. Everybody thinks like, oh, you was defending Dave. I wasn't defending Dave. Like, he said a statement. He said he went back to the thing like, if you've been in more than 3 movies in Hollywood, you had to get fellatio or if his term backdoor you. So when you say that, that means you dismiss work ethics. You dismiss God.
Right.
And you saying the only way somebody can be successful that way, I don't believe that.
Right.
Sure.
And what happened was I was ready to get triggered. I was waiting for the backdoor stuff, right? I'm sitting in the cut. And when he said it, I said, you know what? I've been in 3 movies and I didn't stay D-free. Right? And he was like, who that? Donnell? I was like, yeah. He said, oh, comedians be mad at me because I be telling the truth. I said, you be telling the truth, I say, but you be saying some crazy stuff. And who asked you about your truth? Who made you the comedy czar? Who made you the one that can sit in the room and say, I think this guy is this, I think that guy's that. And the thing that really ticked me off, when he tried to, this is what I say when I hear mild, when he tried to say, Donnell, you're a mild comedian.
Right.
That's saying that I'm a mild comedian is saying that I'm a hater. There is nobody that's been knowing me over 30 years that ever would put mild or average in a sentence with me. And this is without TV. This is without, because TV and movies, that stuff can come. I don't eat off of that.
Right.
I would be saying, welcome to Cheesecake Factory, may I help you, if I was waiting on an acting gig. My money is when they say in the mud, in the streets. And I know from where I came from D.C., being in D.C. for 5 months, making Def Jam and moving to New York in 6 months. Some people take years before they move. From going through that, from not only performing at the hardest clubs in New York, but producing shows in some of the hardest places in New York. So when you try to put it out there that, oh yeah, he would never be able to work this type of club. I've done them all. But the problem you have with me is now that I've seen that, I've seen where it can get you, I'll stay in that. But also, I know there's another group of people that's going to come to the show. It's a mainstream audience.
Absolutely.
It's white people going to come to the show. It's Asian people. It's young people. And that's what I cater to. And with that, I still wish them luck. I don't have nothing personal against them.
But y'all really were going to fight.
It could have.
Yeah, you going together.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, that wouldn't have made sense.
So I take it you guys will never be on the same comedy bill on the same stage.
Or can it be solved with a conversation?
Yeah.
I don't need to talk. Here's the reason why I don't need to talk about it, because when it happened, you went on your podcast, right? Yo. And then you want to bring my family into this.
Oh, wow. Yo. I didn't know that.
You know what I'm saying? That was just like no women and children. You know what I'm saying? You like, yo, look at this baby mama. he knew what he was doing to have a pretty baby. You damn right.
Okay, hold on a second.
I didn't want to get nobody pregnant to look like me. Okay, I'm sick of his face. I need good hair. I need all that. What you think?
So hold on. He did this on his. I didn't know that he talked about you on it. It's similar to this beat that we got with Drake and Kendrick, and then it goes too far.
Yeah. But it was for me. To me, like the sensational headline's gonna be fires back. It wasn't none of that with me. It was a misunderstanding. And the only thing that people question me, and they use this as an excuse, they like, yeah, but you should never yell out when a comedian is on stage. All right, so I need to show respect for somebody that has no respect for anybody.
For anybody else, yeah.
That's a good point.
That doesn't make sense. And the crazy thing was, I did feel about that part because there's an unwritten rule that you don't do it. And I had reached out to a close friend of his that night, and I was like, they never responded. I said I wanted his number because I wanted to apologize, not for the incident, but the only thing you're gonna say is you yelled out. You should never do that.
Right.
I was gonna apologize for
yelling
that,
out, yeah.
but I wasn't gonna apologize for anything I said. But what happened was, TMZ woke me up at 9 o'clock. They was like, so we got a video. I was like, well, no sense of me calling him now, right? You about to go viral on it.
Donnell Jones. I'm going to call you Donnell Jones. Donnell Rawlings.
And just to dismiss, I don't like have any personal beef with anybody.
Of course.
And I put it like this. Years ago, Mike Epps and Tracy Morgan were at odds with each other. We was at this one spot, Uptown Comedy Club. Me, Mike Epps, Tracy Morgan, Dave Chappelle. We all out on the deck, whatever. And Mike and Tracy was about to get into a fist fight, right? And it happened to be a TV in the back, and Dave came in the middle of it. It was a TV. It was something on TV. Dave came in the middle. He said, "Yo, y'all don't need to fight right here. Y'all need to fight right there on the TV. Let your success be what's your ammunition to fire you." And our place, even when I was going through, I could have went hard, and I gave him a nickname, Corey How Come. How come?
How come?
How come? You was favored. They always talk this, the industry. When you came to Hollywood, you was on Last Comic Standing. You don't get on Last Comic Standing, those platforms, without being favored by the industry. Something happened where it went crazy, and now everything is wrong with it.
Wow.
And here's another thing. For all of these people that say Hollywood is a sinful, devilish place, guess what you can do? Move.
Thank you. I always say that too.
I bought a house in Yellow Springs because I wasn't trying to do fellatio for a role.
Oh, God.
I like BMF, but I wasn't going to BJ for BMF.
Oh, God.
I was like, give me some wood. Give me a kayak, a canoe, some river shoes, a river hat. I'm saying, and give me a bar that I can get the whole bar drunk for $32. And I'm living. If you don't like Hollywood, just leave.
Move.
And
That's
if
real.
you're going to be in it, understand, this is it. Lee Daniels said this about Monique, right? Either you're going to play the game or you're not.
Thank you. That's it.
That's it. You know the rules.
But you can't come in here and try to change it.
Especially nowadays, DeDe, with being able to, when we first started, you had to leave where you were from.
Yeah.
You had to go to New York or LA. It was no making it in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Because nobody was going there. But now, with social media, podcasts and everything, you don't, if it's a devilish environment, you can remove yourself from it.
Right.
I agree.
And if you're not, why are you complaining about it? And you could talk, anybody could talk about me. I've been doing it over 30-some years. What I'm never going to do is I'm never going to go back. And after 30-some year career, I feel that each year I evolve. Each year I become a better person.
I know that's right.
Each year I become a better comic. And anybody that's come to my show, one of the best comments I get is that, man, I've been following you, coming to this club for 7-8 years. And whenever I see you, you always do a different show.
And that's great.
When I did my special, people was like, I came to see you tonight. I didn't watch the special yet because I knew you was. I did not do one joke for my special.
I love it.
I was already in the gym before the special came out. I wasn't gonna wait like, I got to get it together.
Yeah,
and I flowed right.
Absolutely.
And people appreciate that, and I appreciate what people been doing for my attendance and everything.
Well, I tell you what, everybody's got to be in the building here at the Arlington Improv tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday. Ashley Larry, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Can I say one more thing?
Ashford Lawrence.
I'm rich. I won't say the end of it. You syndicated. I ain't trying. Oh, you recorded it. I'm rich, bitch. Beat it out. Beat it out.
There it is. Go see him. The Arlington Improv tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Give it up.
Shut it down.
Hey, come on, man. Stop playing.
Oh, thanks.
It's DeDe in the morning.
Hey.